camp, inside Training Camp Live pit stop. I'm sure. Where are you off to next?
Washington on Wednesday. I am here today and tomorrow, so no place I'd rather be.
My man.
Happy Monday.
Kyle Brandt, how are we feeling?
We feel awesome.
Good.
It's a 5-year anniversary of Good Morning Football.
Tell me about it.
5-year anniversary to our very first show in 2016.
How about that?
5 studios ago, 5 years ago. It was wild. This is today.
This is today. How many studios later?
5 studios later, yes. 5 and counting. Maybe actually.
We knew each other about 5 hours.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
We did that first show. It is time for our anniversary show and the lead block.
The lead block.
Let's do it. Training camps, as Garofalo knows, in full swing. We are hopping from team to team, camp to camp, all day long on NFL Network. NFL Network was absolutely everywhere over the weekend. It was back together Saturday. So fun, such a party, great fans, great energy. And it all included the reigning MVP, off-season content creator Aaron Rodgers was up in Green Bay. So was former Packer and his buddy James Jones. Here's what Aaron had to say about being back out on the practice field.
How good is it to walk back on this field and just be back out here with your brothers?
I mean, it's the best feeling. It was a little strange, I think, day one, just because I was gone for the entire offseason and contemplated my own future and the possibility of playing somewhere else as well. But when I'm back here, I'm 100% all in, you know. And you know me, you know what I'm all about. I love my teammates. I love competing. I do love practice. You know, I love to go out and give it to the young corner when I can and get after these guys, talk a little smack, especially with a new D coordinator in here. We got to let them know how it goes around here.
He's talking, of course, about Joe Barry, about Eric Stokes taken with their first-round pick, who got smoked a couple of times at practice before that back-together Saturday. I mean, him to Devontae Adams, what can you do if you're a young corner on that team trying to make some waves there? I was sort of outside with the fans just to talk about the energy a little bit. Packers fans, it was as if, Kyle, none of this had ever happened.
Is that right?
Which was weird. You'd think there'd be some sort of like, nothing. They got their king back. He was there. Everyone was excited. Even stopped by our set. I don't know where he was driving to in that David Bakhtiari Aston Martin vehicle that he had. And I could just say that his energy was about as comfortable as I've ever seen him. And
Adams.
There's cameras. And look at this. They TMZ'd him up quick. Like, you know, I don't think that was an expectation or whatever. He was just driving through and was really calm with the fans, of course, who were going crazy about him, but he was great about staying, you know, appropriately away from them as he has to.
You got the parade wave down. I love that.
I did.
Yeah.
He was just so comfortable, and I'm a little nervous as a Bears fan, of course.
Because like he's about to depart us the whole week.
Don't you think?
Yes. Lest anyone did not see, his left tackle David Bakhtiari gave him that as a gift. What was the cart?
I think because Aaron apparently gets him, the way he explained it, Aaron gets him gifts very often, and he never gets gifts from David Bakhtiari, who broke off. So he said all he wanted is an Aston Martin, so he made a golf cart, which I idiotically thought was actually made by Aston Martin, but it's not. It wasn't. It was just like a sticker on it, and he just has it for camp, and he wears flip-flops, and he's still wearing these glasses, and he's, you know, he was talking about how he was watching the Olympics in there, and it's just another day in the world of Aaron Rodgers. It was, you know, that's just the energy he brings. He was happy to see James Jones football-wise. I was happy to hear him talk up his new center, Josh Myers, another rookie. Of course, Lindsley leaving, that's a huge thing we're looking at, but he was like effusive in his praise of another young rookie.
Yeah, so what was you said that the fans were all in.
Yeah.
There was no hesitation on him being back?
No, there wasn't any. And I was asking around a little bit, like, how do you guys feel about it? Do you feel, because there was a lot of Packers fans being, you know, not as understanding as what you'd think that they might be from his vantage point, I think throughout this entire process. But now it's just like, nope, let's go. Like, let's Dracarys, everyone. Let's go to the Super Bowl.
There's a Simpsons episode where Bart believes that MLB is spying on the general public, and everybody thinks he's crazy. And it turns out he's right. They find the little satellite thing at the end of the thing. And everybody's like, oh my God, Bart was right. Major League Baseball is spying on us. And then Mark McGuire shows up and say, hey, who wants to talk about this? Or do you want to see some dingers? And the whole crowd goes, dingers, dingers.
It left me really scared for the NFC, Nate. What do you think? What caught your eye on Saturday's action? Back together.
Well, one, you did a great job. So, you know, it's a unique opportunity when you get to go to any training camp, let alone the one where Aaron Rodgers shows up. But I want more Aaron Rodgers.
Really?
Yeah, I want to hear him talk a little bit more. I get it that the fans are like, welcome back, King. We love you. Thank you for showing up. But I really want him to break it down. You know, he said to James Jones, when I'm here, I'm all in. When I'm here, that stood out to me because is he going to be here next year? What about 2023? I get it. They restructured the contract, and Aaron Rodgers could possibly be gone in a couple of years, but I want to know more about why you were gone. And he said, I was gone this offseason. I haven't been here contemplating my future. I keep bringing this up, not to take a shot at Aaron Rodgers, but because there is a bigger plan. And when you're a teammate of Aaron Rodgers and you're sitting back thinking about the future, what's your future as an athlete that's next to Aaron Rodgers? What's your future as a teammate? If you're sitting here and you're trying to make something happen and you want a new contract or you want to win a Super Bowl, like...
He did that press conference. So you're saying he aired all his grievances. Should he have left it there?
No, I want more because I'm thinking about this as a teammate. I removed my hat as an analyst as I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers. What if I'm just a guy that wants to win a Super Bowl, but also I want a contract over the next 5 years? Like, if Aaron Rodgers is going to be gone in 2 years, I want to know, what is your plan? Because if he has an exit strategy, maybe I want one too.
He had actually mentioned that to them last year. He was telling guys whose contracts were up, I don't know if I'm going to be here, which I mentioned back in the spring. Everybody jumped down my throat, and then he pretty much confirmed it in his press conference. So he had been kind of warning them all along, and that's something that he was contemplating the whole time, and then he had that press conference and told us everything that was on his mind. The question on the screen, what caught my eye during Back Together Saturday? Well, I was in Baltimore. I had the great fortune of having a team that was practicing in the stadium. I believe it was about 37,000 fans. I want to say that's how many tickets that they had sold for this event. And it was incredible to feel that atmosphere again, because I covered so many games there last year where nobody was in the building.
This is training camp we're looking at right here?
Training camp.
Wow.
And they were rocking.
She loves it.
They had fireworks. They had a dance party. People showed up with the giant Super Bowl rings.
Purple cotton candy. That's great.
There you go. Everything. Now, that's the only Lamar that we saw there, right there with the little jersey. Lamar wasn't there. That was the only disappointing part. But Trace McSorley, I'll tell you what, he was slinging it for 2 days that I was down there, and he hit Rashad Bateman. And that's when the crowd really went crazy, when Bateman went past Humphrey. We'll talk about that a little bit later, Kay. But I just, that atmosphere had me thinking that these fans are back, and these fans are ready to be back. And the players are ready for the fans to be back. Matter of fact, at the end of practice, John Harbaugh and a couple players got up and spoke to the crowd, and Justin Tucker said, the only good thing about last year was we would leave the stadium and there would be no traffic. And he said, I would gladly sit in an hour of traffic to have you guys back here again and feeling that way. They had a fireworks show after practice, about 45 minutes after practice.
It was crazy.
I said, let me watch the fireworks from the car. This way I could beat the traffic. We have to beat the traffic again. So they're glad that if that's the only annoyance that's coming back with fans being there, they are stoked to have the fans back in the building.
That is the fireworks, the cotton candy, that looks
a great
like
show.
Maybe the clubhouse leader of the most incredible atmosphere. That was really great. I was really excited to see Christian McCaffrey. I really was. And, you know, I talked about this last week. Came up at the table a few times. Madden gave him the highest rating of all running backs, which stunned me just because, whatever, he's great, but he's been out. It's not Derrick Henry. It's not Kamara. No, he was back. He was talking, and I really think he's one of the forgotten superstars that we've sort of kicked aside over a year. And I love the clip because I'm going to throw it to her right now. It's Charles Davis, and it feels like the varsity